Hello everybody, this is Canadian Penguin, and today we are going to be doing Shadow Raid on Deathwish. This is probably considered one of the harder stealth missions to do, especially if you're doing it by yourself, which we're going to be doing today. The video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but shouldn't be that big of a deal, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to note is that the loadout I'm using is my standard stealth loadout, so it's different from the last one. It's just a Car 4 with all of the attachments that add more concealment that make it a better stealth weapon, and a Gruber with a silencer and a laser sight. So we're going to want to go into pre-planning, and we're going to want to get the loot drop-off point. You can either get this or the bag zipline. I personally prefer this, just because it doesn't take as long. Usually there's a guard right here or here that you have to kill, so instead we just have to kill a guy who wanders. I shall use drawing tools, that'll probably help. So there's a guy who walks over in this area and then he goes back and whatnot. And then there's also a guy that can either be here or somewhere in this general area. This crane platform is where the zip line goes to. And so you can either just bring it to this loot drop-off point, which I find a lot more convenient since the sewer is right here. And especially if you're doing it solo, I just find this a much easier and suitable location. Next thing you're going to want to get, no, not bag zipline, is you're going to want to get the thermal paste. You can place this really wherever you want, wherever it's convenient. I'm actually going to, I'll place it there. Then you can also get body bags. That's optional, but so if you can get body bags, they're helpful. So I'm doing this one more so it seems like a lot of people don't know how to stealth Shadow Raid. It seems like most people just do an ECM rush through the whole mission, which is faster, but it's not as fun. I don't know, I find it more fun to do it a bit more of a challenging way, rather than just rushing through and doing the whole thing. I find that kind of boring, but... So, we're going to get started. Keep in mind this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer video, so... Just because this mission takes a little while to do. Right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is come and get some thermal paste. We'll be using that later, not quite right now. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is take out that guard right there. As you can see, our loot drop-off point is just right around the corner, so I'll show you when I bag this guy up and throw him over the corner here. So now this whole area is pretty much safe, except for there can be a guy who stands up there and looks at you, but yeah. So here is our waterfront garbage, and also there can be a guard that spawns there, or he can be right around the corner, right on the edge of the building there. So the first thing we're going to want to do is take out the cameras, which is up this ladder. The location of the cameras is consistent. Don't want to run into him. Is consistent every single time. The camera room never changes. Actually, I gotta get body bags. Almost forgot about that. Went a little fast down that ladder. Okay, flanker too. Okay, so he's all the way over there. You won't see us. We're just going to make our way up here. Do some epic Payday parkour. Jump down over here. And start picking this door. The higher lock-picking skill you have, the faster these doors you can pick them open. So keep that in mind too. I don't think I have any perks on for that except for the burglar perk deck. And so, I'm actually just going to get this cocaine real quick. And we're just going to throw it down here. So you want to throw it so it lands on that and falls right down, because nobody goes over there, and I'm pretty sure no guard can see it regardless. And so, we're just going to want to make our way over here. There can be a civilian or a guard who walks over around here. On Death Wish, there's always a crowbar right there, like 100% of the time. But on other difficulties, I'm pretty sure a crowbar doesn't spawn there at all. For sure, it's just on Death Wish, a crowbar always spawns there. And also keep in mind this mission takes a lot less time if you have more than one person. I want to do it by myself so I can show you how to do the whole mission instead of only doing one part of it and then leaving the rest up to your imagination on how someone did it. So I just want to bag this guy. Oh, whoops. I want to bag this guy and just throw him in that corner. I usually throw him in this tree, little plant there, but I found out that a guard can actually see him there. Not sure how, but no. So there's a sieve right there, and you don't want to open this door. It's much more preferred just to leave that door closed. I'm just gonna wait for the sieve to move here. And there's a guard over there. Looks like there's two of them. Well, actually we can skim through the cams real quick. Just to mark out some guards for us. Just skim through so it marks everything. Get a nice clear look at where everyone is. I wish this sieve would move. Aha, there we go. Oh yeah, so the server I picked up, it can either be right here in the server rack, or I'll show you the other location it will spawn once we're clearing out this top room. This is usually the first thing I always do on this mission, just so you never have to come back up here. Because there's usually just loads of guards in this general area. And one thing you're going to want to keep in mind is when you open this door, guards can actually come and walk out the door. So if you're not suspecting a guard and he'll just pop out of pretty much nowhere. Well, he'll be popping out of nowhere, but you just won't realize that he's there, and you'll be kind of screwed. Because once you alert these guys, they take a lot of damage to do. Well, it's kind of nice to have a stealth deagle, just in case, but stealth deagle is just a little ridiculous. So every bag you secure, well every bag you get not secure, you just want to throw it down there into the little safe hidey corner. And we're going to want to make our way over here. There can be a bag of money right there. There can be things everywhere in this area. On other difficulties, I'm pretty sure on Death Wish 2 there can be a crowbar sitting right here also on this little box, leaned right up against it. And this right here is the other place where the server can be. So we're just going to want to open up this other door. Once both these doors are open, guards can actually circulate through the little balcony here. So you want to keep that in mind. That's also another reason why I like getting everything up here first, so you don't have to come back up here and maybe have a guard that comes out of nowhere. Okay, let's get the other bag of money before he comes outside. Bag of money. Okay, so now the top floor is clear. Let's get this gauge package over here. And okay, he's gone. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to jump onto this, and then just fall down here. And then we're just going to want to come and run our bags over here. And right into here. This is why I like this waterfront garbage a lot more. Just because there's always one guard you have to kill instead of a guard that kind of varies where he's going to be. You always know there's going to be a guard here. And plus with the bag zipline, you have to wait for the zipline to come back, and you have to wait for it to get to the boat. It's a little bit more or less convenient. I know lots of people actually prefer the zipline, but I don't know. I got kicked from a game once for saying that I prefer waterfront garbage. But I guess people just don't like garbage cans. Experimenting with all the pre-planning options is also a good thing to do, just so you can kind of do it a way that you prefer. The way I'm doing it isn't necessarily the right way, it's just the way I prefer to do it. Here we go, so we have 5 of the 12 bags we need. gonna get another body bag. And now we're gonna make our way down in this manhole, which is where our thermal paste is gonna come in handy. So we're just gonna want to come over here and place it on the gate here. So usually the part I just did would usually be done by one person, and then this part I'm doing right now would be done by another person. They both be done at the exact same time. So you already have tons of bags collected at the bottom for you to start running. So it takes pretty much half the amount of time if you're doing it with another person. Or another couple people. You can have like a whole group of people going and doing stuff. Looting items and stealing things. So we're going to want to run over through the sewer and put one right here. Now while we're waiting for this one, they don't take very long, but while we're waiting anyways, we can go up this manhole right here. And there's a box up here, like a little sea can, that we can go and get some money from. If there's sometimes a bag of money. I find more than usually. There's a bag in here. Every little bit helps. And there's no bag in here. Sometimes there's a bag in here, so it's always good to check. There's usually no one in this area anyways, so. Okay, so. And there can be, there's a crowbar spawn right here too, so it's a little harder to see because it blends in really well. And if we go over here, there's a gate. Sometimes there's a gate that's right here, and it can kind of screw things up a little bit also. Well, it doesn't really screw things up, but you can get more bags easier if that gate isn't there, because you won't have enough thermal paste to open that grate unless you're able to dupe the thermal paste by having two people grab it at the same time, but where's the fun in that? So, there's no money bag in here. There can be a money bag in these murky water containers. There can be tons of things in these murky water containers. Here's the and wow, oh, there we go. There's a money bag. There's also a box up there too. That one's a little, as you can kind of tell, it's a little harder to get to. You have to do some parkour to get up there. But it can be done. If we don't have enough bags at the end of this, we're going to have to loot this whole general area. Oh yeah, and right over here is where the guard can be. Just right... Is he not there? What? He's not here. Secured. Just stand still for 3 seconds, have that perk pick it up. Oh, no, there he is. Yeah, right there. Security guard. So that's why the bag zipline can kind of be conflicted with that guard if you don't have enough pagers, or I like to at least have one pager left, just in case something happens. Okay, so now we can start getting... Actually, I'm going to move that money bag over here. I want to come back for it later. It's a little closer. Okay, so there are 2 or 3 or 4 civilians on this map, but there's only 2 types of civilians. There's a civilian with like a reflective orange vest, and there's a civilian in a jumpsuit, like an orange jumpsuit. That civilian in the orange jumpsuit has the second keycard you need to open the vault, which holds samurai armor. And if you get all 4 pieces of the samurai armor, then you get an achievement and a mask and whatnot. You can be a samurai master. Too bad you can't have a katana. That'd be a great melee weapon. I think I'd use that. And so any bags you get, you just want to throw them back down the manhole, because no guards go into the sewer. Okay, so we can see a flashlight right there, so we don't want to go that way quite yet. As you can see, there's the vault right by him. We're going to go into here. Sometimes there can be a bag of cocaine in the locker, just like so. It looks like that guy moved too, so we can actually start getting our stealth on. Okay, so this area is a little dangerous. There's guards usually everywhere. And I'm just going to run over here first of all. And so we have shipping containers, and this is why you need the crowbar, so you can crack these open. Security guard. Pretty sure there's not enough bags just on the map itself if you don't have a crowbar. maybe on like the easier difficulties, but... And there's our orange jumpsuit friend. So, on this mission, you don't usually want to kill civilians, but it's just really risky on this mission to have a civilian somewhere. And there we go, we have our second key card. We might actually be able to get the vault open, as long as I can get there fast enough. Usually you want to secure all the bags you can before actually going and opening the vault. It's a little risky. So we're just gonna take our bag and put it up here on the catwalk. As long as these doors aren't open, I'm pretty sure no people come up and wander up here. But once one of those doors is open, I can guarantee there's people. Got caught one time doing that. There's a guard who ended up... I opened a door and there's a guard right there. Wasn't a good time. So, we have some more boxes over here. And we have gold. The one thing about like the heavier objects is you want to be even more careful with them. Just because you can't sprint if you get in trouble. You need to get out of a guard's way really quick. And you don't want to just drop the bag either, because that's just as bad as just standing there or not being able to go away fast enough. A nice general tip for stealth missions too is to kind of go through areas with a big wide angle. So if a guard is seeing you, you can back away. You don't want to be stuck in 90-degree angles like the Hoxton Revenge mission, which I'll be doing a video on that later too, doing that stealth. There's lots of just 90-degree angles on that mission, and it's really, really easy to just end up turning a corner and there's a guard there, and then he has the same armor as the guards on this map, so you're pretty much done. Unless you have a deagle or something that you can just pound out rounds into him. Another thing to look for all the time is flashlights. Sometimes the game glitches, you can actually see the flashlight through the wall, which is a glitch, but it's also really quite helpful. We're just gonna wait here for this guard to come through the door. Like he's taking his time. Maybe he went away? Let's go check. That guard's gone. No, he's right there. Never mind.
Security guard.
There's this guy. Oh, sweet. He's gone. He must have turned around and went a different way. Awesome. Love it when guards don't do their job. Okay, so we're going to get the other... Oh yeah, there's also a thing right here too. Let's try with that one. And just money. Wow, I'm just getting money. Thankfully I haven't gone in artifact. Artifacts are, I'm pretty sure, the heaviest item in the game aside from Almir's Toast, which is only on White Xmas, the 2014 Christmas mission, which is actually pretty fun. I like it. To get cocaine, but the artifacts are just extremely heavy and they slow your movement speed by a lot. Like you can barely even move at that point, especially if you don't have any bag skills. Then it's just a nightmare. Also, these ladders are quite dangerous too. People fall down them all the time, and if you're doing this solo and you're almost done and you fall down a ladder, it's a sad day. That's all I can say. And that guard looks like he's static. It's always nice to know where the static guards are, because it's one less guard that's roaming around. You can kind of work your way around him. It's also good to know their, like, try and know their patterns a little bit. So you can know where they're going to be and kind of predict when they're going to be there so you can work fast. Well, while the guards are doing their rounds, I'm actually just going to go quickly in here so he doesn't... See, I'm just going to secure these bags. So this is kind of the boring part. Just moving bags. This is... If you're low level and someone is like, oh, can you just run bags? This is pretty much what you're doing the whole time. Kinda sucks. But then again, I don't know. I think anyone can really stealth this mission. It's actually not that hard of a mission. It's just, it's the second stealth only mission in the game. The other one being car shop, which is, I think, harder than this mission. Maybe because I've done this mission so many times, but this mission's overall not that bad. It has a bad reputation for being hard when the real harder ones are doing missions on Death Wish loud. This is easy compared to that. I'll hopefully have a little series on that too. Death Wish 101. Get some tips going on for Death Wish also. And we're just gonna keep throwing these bags by that ladder so we can go up and down the ladder and secure bags. And if you're doing this solo, I can't stress enough, be careful not to fall down the ladders. They're really quite bad that way. So we're just moving our bags here. This is easily one of the most boring parts. We have 8 bags. So we'll actually have enough bags, I'm pretty sure. I think we'll have 13 bags by the end of this. Then we can go and try and open the vault, and we'll see what happens. Once you open the vault, guards can see the vault open, and then they'll call in, so you kinda gotta go fast when it comes to opening the vault. But at the end of this mission you have I think it's a minute? Oh yeah, I think it's a minute. Where you have an extra minute to get to the van before it leaves. And if you're going for the armor and you run out of ECM, so if you just chain your ECMs together to block them calling, you have that extra minute of safety. But yeah, so we're pretty much actually done, and we didn't get any heavy items, like the artifacts. We got some weapons, and so it's kind of like a rough estimate of how heavy the artifact is. Artifact is probably like, I don't know, I'd say 2 or 3 weapon bags. That's kind of how relative it is. So you move really slow with it. And if you have one artifact on this mission, I recommend just leaving it in the crate, and then coming back for it later if you absolutely necessarily need it. You do get a lot of money for it though. You get a lot more money from it because it's harder to get, but... So you kind of see how slow I'm walking with this weapon bag. Imagine walking about twice this slow. Kind of like slows you down to a crawl, even slower than this. You can kind of jump to get yourself kind of further, but doesn't really help all that much. Okay, so... And gold. Okay. So, let's see here. Not bad. 2.5 mil payday. If you don't know about this menu, you can press tab to get into it. And if you have Hawkside, it can tell you how many bulldozers you killed and stuff like that. It's also nice for loud missions. I tend to use it lots, just to see what my accuracy is, 'cause I'm kind of a accuracy freak when it comes to using a grenade launcher. Just want to always get over 100% accuracy, because grenade launchers are fun like that. Okay, so now we're just gonna start throwing our bags in here. Oh, and actually I counted the wrong thing. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, I counted the wrong thing. I thought that little thing in the top corner says 8. I thought that's how many bags we have. Those are the gauge packages, actually. I guess we'll have to see how many bags we're gonna get after all of them are in there. See if we need to go back and find any more. This is 11 bags on the map right now. I don't think I have all 11 of them. It doesn't look like 11 bags, but those in the top hand corner are some Hawkshood features. If you don't have Hawkshood, I'll actually leave a link in the description for in this video for the link to where you can get it from. It's just on a Steam group. You just got to join, and then you just have to find where your Payday is located on your computer, which I mentioned in my other episode 2, I'm pretty sure, about Hawkshood. No, it was in episode 1 I mentioned about Hawkshood. Oh, my bad. And I didn't leave a link or anything, so I'll probably leave a link for this video for Hawkshood. It's just really helpful because you can see how much longer ECMs last for, how many body bags you have, how many pagers you have left. Just things that are helpful to know, but you could do without them if you kind of keep a mental check on how many of them you have or how long your ECM lasts for. I'm just too forgetful to actually to do that, so oxide is nice. So, actually, yeah, we're gonna have just enough, it looks like. Yeah, we're gonna have exactly 12, and then we can go back for the... We're gonna try and do the armor. It's a little bit more tricky, especially if you're doing it by yourself, like I am. Because you have to enter the key cards almost at the same time. And that key card is a little far away, so... Might get the alarm called on us. Hopefully not, but... I think we can do it. Oh, cool, there are 2 bags here, so we're gonna... Oh, so I was right. There was 8 bags, but I read the wrong thing anyways, but we actually do have 8 bags. So we're gonna end with 13 in our little garbage can over here. Awesome. Wonder how it must be for anyone coming to come and throw their garbage away and then just see blue bags of cocaine and gold. It'd be nice to see when you're throwing away your garbage, just a bag of gold worth $500,000. Yeah, sorry if this is kind of boring. This is just the most boring part of the whole mission. Otherwise, it's usually... We had a good run, though, actually. It wasn't too intense. Sometimes it gets really intense. Like, there'll be 2 guards around you, and one of them will be seeing you, and the other one will be also, and you kind of gotta, like, move back and forth so you just avoid their detection every time. This mission can be really stressful, and it's really easy to mess up, too. But once you start doing it enough, you start getting the hang of it. It just starts becoming, like, clockwork. And like I said before, you can also ECM rush this mission, but... Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, so that's one of the guards I was talking about. And now he walked away? Okay. There can be guards up here, and they can kind of see what you're doing. So if you leave any bags that are over here, when that guard is standing on the roof, you can actually see the bag and call in. So that's why you want to throw it in that little corner over there, if you have to. Excuse me. Okay, so now we're going to try and go for the armor. Moment of truth here. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. So it's time to see if we can do a perfect one-man shadow run round. Shadow, yeah. Can't speak today. So it's been 25 minutes. It's actually a little bit longer than I thought, but we're doing good. So we got our friendly guard right there. And that way looks clear, so let's... Oh no. Right beneath his feet. Oh wow. Wow, I'm actually surprised that worked. How did he not see me? I was literally between his legs. And here's the armor. The armor of Uduna Nobunaga. And if you can do this, you also get a mask. It's an infamous mask, an achievement mask. Looks kinda silly, but it's still an infamous mask nonetheless. I think that was my first infamous mask, actually. I'm actually really surprised that worked. That simultaneously, almost simultaneously. That wasn't very simultaneous, but it was like, I think it was like a solid 5 seconds between. This wasn't that bad. Okay, now we gotta move quite quickly here to avoid being detected. as now we have that vault open, and guards will actually call in for that vault if they see it open. So hopefully we get kind of lucky here and we can not have to chain our ECMs. And so we're gonna have to leave the armor behind. If you have 4 people or even 2 people, you can get this done a lot faster, but moving these 4 bags by yourself takes way too long to be able to use your 2 ECMs in the extra minute. Oh, and he sees it. So we're going to want to throw our ECM down. And we're just going to take 1 bag with us, sadly. It's a sad day to leave all this glorious armor behind, but I don't think we're going to have enough time. So we almost did a perfect Shadow Raid run. Sadly we couldn't get the armor, but if you have more people with you, then this is actually significantly easier to get the armor. We're just going to throw our other ECM down right now, because why not? Better safe than sorry. And there we go. And so, there you go. That's how you that's how you stealth shadow it. So you do both parts. You can, in the video we did, you know, the cameras, which usually one person does, and then the sewers, and finding all the bags and stuff, which usually other people do. But so yeah, wasn't that bad. We weren't able to get all the armor, but we still got a pretty good payday, you know, just 5 mil offshore, and a mil spending cash, which is always nice. Got some pretty good experience from it. You only get a 5% stealth bonus, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. Especially since to get the 25% stealth bonus you need to do framing frame, which we'll do in another video also. I'll probably end up having some friends do that one with me. It's a lot easier if you do it in co-op. Let's see what we get here. Oh yeah, another gauge blade. Okay, so thank you for watching the video, and I hope you liked it. If you liked it, like the video. If you want to leave a comment, I'd really appreciate it. If you want to subscribe to see other episodes of Stealth 101 and hopefully other things that I'm going to be putting out in the future. Also, I have a playthrough of the Talos Principle, which I'm doing right now also. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.